ArsenalFanTV. I'm asking fans, obviously we've just won the game. We've beaten Swansea. It was a very tight game, but we got the 3 points. But what I'm asking now is about the AGM.
Yeah, I'm not interested in the game. It's all about the AGM. After Liverpool away, I spoke to you and said Wenger's been hung out to dry, right?
I remember that, yes.
They sold Oxlade-Chamberlain a couple of days later.
Because you got the red hat on, I didn't recognise it.
Yeah, that's what it is, yeah. But you know what? You know what though, Robbie, yeah? On the real, I've only ever spoke to her away because it's hard speaking to her at home, yeah? What they said at the AGM was a disgrace, okay? I've watched this situation. In April 2007, David Dean was kicked off the board. He sold his shares to Usmanov. In August, Kroenke walks in the door and we sell Omri a couple of weeks later. And this club has become a selling club. I said to you, we sold 2 squads worth now, yeah? And the boss is just tied up. They've come out now and said, since I spoke to you last, we're like Leicester. We can win the league without this, that and the other. You've just had a geezer say we can't compete with City and Chelsea. The board is racist. Usmanov is worth 30% at our club and they won't let him on the board. Kroenke now, if he wants to hold on to it for life, he needs to, in all fairness, if he loves the club as much as he claims to, he needs to let Usmanov be on the board and maybe sell a little bit of the club to him so he can invest his money. He's the richest man in England. And it is a disgrace that we are being compared to Leicester City and all the rest of it. We're going to sell these two, Ozil and Sanchez, because another Van Persie, Nasri situation, they're not going to give them no wages. And I'm tired of seeing our best players go and not being able to compete with the top ones. It's become cool to say Wenger out all of a sudden, you know, for the last couple of years.
So you know, man, let me ask you a question, because you did make that great point that day where you said that as far as you're concerned, it's not, you feel that Wenger is hung out to dry by the board. And it was funny enough when we was doing like a podcast on this yesterday, and I was kind of suggesting that when you see some of the comments that the board have come with, Wenger's like the perfect guy for them, isn't it? Because he does take a lot of the bullets on their behalf, doesn't he? The
reason he's a perfect guy for them is because whatever his faults, tactically or whatever, he's the best manager in the world bringing youth through. He brings through kids for nothing, you know. They sold Fabregas and Nasri, and a $5 million Aaron Ramsey is your replacement, you know. And he always turns no one's into someone's. Who was Consoni when he turned up for $7 million, you know, and Nketiah the other night, and whoever else. There's loads of youth. And he's done a great job in terms of, even Sanchez, a world-class player, he turned up and never scored 30 goals before. He scored 30 goals last season. So he does improve players. But he's paid a lot of money to bend over. And that's, you know, that's a sad fact to the situation. His legacy's being ruined. His last couple of years, really, and he's old. And he deserves a bit of investment. And I just want the board, if they do listen, or I'm sure they don't, but if someone can just tell him that does know the board, stop being racist, let Usmanov on the board and let him pump some money into the club.
Can they? Because I remember, like, the Man United fans were really, really unhappy with their board, with the Glazers. Yeah. And then the Glazers did actually go on to pump money. Well, it could be questioned to say whether it was their money or not. But they did sort of like support the manager financially, and they have gone on to win. Could you see a day where maybe Kroenke would, you know, put his hand in his pocket and give the right investment to? No.
Let's talk American owners. Villa, where are they now? Liverpool, United, Arsenal, the biggest 3 clubs in England. Since we've had American owners, we're all feeder clubs to Bayern and Barca and Madrid. Where's Ronaldo now? Where's Suarez? Where's all our players ended up? Do you see what I mean? We're all feeder clubs now because these owners ain't interested. They're not interested in pumping money into football. It's a cash cow for them. He wants to hold on to it for life, Kroenke, and hand it on to his kids. He wants to secure their future off the back of, you know what I mean, of a football club that he has no intention of. He didn't buy us to win stuff. That's his own words. We are like Leicester. That's what Gazid is. We're not like Leicester. We have a man rich enough and has said, I'll give him Wenger a blank checkbook in a couple of years, and if you don't win it, I'll sack him. That's a proper chairman. Not none of this, if you save money, we'll give you a pay rise ball. Because that's what it is at the moment. I'm completely tired of the same old situation being pumped to us. Wenger's going to go. It's not going to make a blind bit of difference when he goes if the chairman is the same. So if the fans, whether you like Wenger or not, I couldn't care less. They need to unite against the chairman or some sort of change in the boardroom. That's a plea to all of them, every gooner out there globally.
And how can things be changed?
Realistically, if Kroenke is not going to budge, they have to let him on the board in a capacity where he can invest his own money into the club. Whether it be, you know, a big sponsorship for the stadium. Usmanov, of course. You know, and they have to see eye to eye. They've got to sort it out. If they loved it, well, Usmanov, we know loves the club. I've been Tottenham away and seen Usmanov at the game. I've never seen Kroenke at Tottenham away. He goes Wembley every now and again. That's it. He don't come to games. He's not. He don't even call it football. He's an American rugby man. That's the truth, innit? So I'm tired of, you know, all this discussion always towards the boss. It's not going to make a blind bit of difference. It really isn't. So I do hope there's change in the boardroom, Rob.